So infrastructure advisory and government licensing. Actually, in my infrastructure journey till now, I have seen many projects which have collapsed or failed due to approvals, government intervention, land acquisition, and all that stuff. So I have just jot down all that things in my PPT. So the topic itself says everything beyond engineering. It is beyond engineering and construction. I will be speaking mostly about leadership, strategic planning, regulatory readiness, stakeholders coordination, disciplined execution, and timely decision making. Because planning, when we start planning of construction, before that we should plan engineering excellence, strategic advisory, regulatory compliance, stakeholders coordination, and disciplined execution, because everything should be done stepwise. That is the reason why many projects fail despite of having funds, expert engineering staff, or workers still face delay, disputes, and cost overruns. The answer is very simple, because engineering was only one part of success of the project, but the project succeed when strategy and execution work together. And what is the main issue why projects are delayed? Most projects arise from non-engineering challenges. Common challenges are delayed approvals, regulatory compliance gap, land acquisition, and utility shifting, poor interdepartmental coordination, contractual issues, weak execution planning, cash flow and payment bottleneck. Over 70% of the infrastructure projects delay originate from management, regulatory coordination, and execution challenges, and not engineering limitations. So we have good engineers, we have good workers and staff, but we don't have a company which can coordinate everything from approvals to compliance management, acquisition, and cash flow and payment recovery. These are the four pillars. Apart from engineering and construction department, every infrastructure company should have infrastructure advisory, in which they have strategic planning, project structuring, regulatory roadmap, risk identification, feasibility, and support. Second one is government licensing. Government licensing is one of the most important things in today's world. Timely approvals, multi-departmental coordination, stakeholder management, policy interpretation, administrative facilitation. Third is execution authority, project monitoring, one of the most important thing. Bottleneck resolution, wherever there is bottleneck, we should resolve it as soon as possible. Otherwise, the project will get delayed or stalled. Cross-functional coordination, progress tracking, and decision support, because decision making is one of the most important factor in infrastructure project. Compliance excellence, legal compliance, environmental clearance, labor compliance, safety standard, ESG framework, and audit readiness is the most important things in the infrastructure projects. Nowadays, infrastructure projects are getting smarter in India. The future of project delivery, most infrastructure projects is powered by technology, digital transformation, AI, BIM, GIS and digital mapping, digital approvals, drone monitoring, IoT-based asset monitoring, data-driven decision making. Technology improves transparency, accountability, and execution speed. So the best practices for a successful infra projects are five of them. First one is plan approvals before mobilization, because everything should be planned stage wise, then only we can give a good and successful project on time. Engage government agencies and stakeholders at the early stage before we start the commencement of the project. Embed compliance into every project stage. Every project stage should be planned and executed as per required BOQ or tender document. Identify and mitigate risk proactively, because any risk or any issue arising at the infra project should be identified before it could be it get worsened. Coordinate engineering department, procurement department, finance and government simultaneously. This is the most important thing in infrastructure projects, because there are miscoordination and the project gets stalled or delayed, or many things happen because of that. So a good saying is that preparation is always less expensive than project recovery, because once a project is delayed or stalled, it is very difficult to get it back on track, because there is a huge penalty, there are huge loss of revenue in that. Infrastructure excellence requires today in today's world, infrastructure project requires strategic advisory, government licensing, regulatory readiness, compliance management, strong execution, technology integration. So all that things what I spoke in the previous slide, those all things are integrated. Engineering builds infrastructure strategy ensures successful delivery. The future belongs to organization that combines engineering excellence, strategic advisory, ethical government engagement, disciplined execution, regulatory readiness, and continuous innovation. So, infrastructure is no longer only about construction. It is about collaboration. It is about governance. It is about execution excellence. Thank you very much.